Stay Alive is a survival horror tabletop role playing game with elements of violence, emotional trauma, biological infection, and may include other mature content or themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident. We will continue to keep you informed.
When we last left our survivors, they had found themselves on the losing end of a difficult exchange with another surviving group. The encounter proving dangerous and for some, lethal. Matters were made far, far worse when a rare Xercules specimen was released in the vicinity and ultimately dispatched of their harassers and another one of their group. Continuing on, looking to ultimately procure a prime sample specimen of the virus in question, the party was offered salvation in the form of a guaranteed space on one of the safety arcs, one of the unique locations designed to help rebuild society, let a sense of normalcy return. And in so doing, only 2 of our original 4 have survived. As the Xercules began rushing down the barricade where Josie Myers, the surviving photojournalist, was looking to free up space and create distance between her and a horde of Zerk, pouncing at a great distance, causing significant damage to her leg. She was able to dispatch the Xercules, but not without taking enough damage to ultimately succumb to the force and fury of the horde. Rose and Justin, 2 of her remaining survivor compatriots, not seeing a safe or reasonable avenue to try and assist her, decided to cut and run where they could, driving their beat-up, low-on-gas vehicle through a horde of Zerk and continuing on. So, Justin and Rose. What happens next?
I think after we drive a short while away from at least somewhere that's immediately dangerous, probably turn to Rose and say, "Hey, pull over. We can hang tight for a minute. Are you okay?"
I don't know. But I'll pull a car over. wherever it seems like I won't wreck, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming it's just kind of like flat highway where we are, so I'll just pull over. Not
You're
too far
still
off
a
of
little bit in mountainous terrain, but
Okay.
from your traversal towards this area, you would recall that the last offshoot where you were originally considering trying to find some kind of gas station, roadside location to hold up at for a brief moment, that's probably only about 5 or 6 miles behind you now.
Okay.
We'll probably make our way towards there then.
Okay.
I think, especially if it seemed like there was no one there when we passed by not too long ago, it's probably still empty.
Everything is dark. Nowhere has power. You're not able to discern any unique or overt threats from your initial pass, and your return trip doesn't seem to present anything that is uniquely untoward. I'll have both of you make an effort to notice anything concerning.
$13.
3.
So, in short order, Rose, clearly alert, senses heightened from the tumultuous experience just some few miles back. You're able to look at both sides of the stretching road that dissipate off away from the main highway, getting a quick take that seems to suggest there's nothing particularly concerning of note. And at some distance, probably only a couple, 2.5 city blocks inward off of one of the off-ramps, there is what at one point probably was a rather large rest stop and gas station just off the edge of the highway, catching sort of the cornered edge of where one of the truck fueling yards was likely to be.
Yeah, let's just park the car somewhere and let's just check inside this gas station. I think, honestly, we need a breather away from. Well, look, I thought we were gonna die there.
Some of us did.
I thought we were all gonna die there, so I'll take the small victories, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just pull over, turn the car off. Probably pull the coat that Art gave me real tight around me and just kind of clutch my raccoon to my chest. Follow Justin towards this hopefully abandoned gas station.
Sure. Okay. You see this wilted and clearly weathered sign, probably on its last legs long before the outbreak took place. The interior does appear to have a certain ravaged nature to it. You can see a scattering of bags, cans, materials, shelving actually tipped over near its approximate middle. This has been scavenged through at one point or another, but you can already see just on the inside, the window reveals that there's already a small layer of dust gathering, and being as remote as it is, it's not super likely to have a high traffic or a volume of people coming through with any kind of regularity.
Is the window large enough? Is the window broken? And
So it has 3 main windows and a glass door. It's relatively standardized as far as gas stations are typically concerned. None of them are immediately broken. The metal framework that's nearly floor to ceiling is seemingly in shape. The structure doesn't seem to have received a lot of trauma, but was probably abandoned at some point and otherwise left alone, other than people who happened upon it looking for something to get from it.
Well, let's take a moment and look around. see what we can find. Yeah?
Okay. I'll have both of you. I'll give you either notice or focus. Up to you.
You notice to see if there's anything interesting or useful in here.
I'll do focus, I think.
Okay.
9.
3 again.
What is happening?
Not
okay.
a great start. With that being the case, Rose, as you begin moving through the individual rows, stepping over some of the clearly stale, dried, popped open bags that have been smushed, stepped on, or the few that weren't immediately grabbed in some kind of quick sprint through the store, and what hasn't been consumed by whatever mice or rodents have slowly taken over the area to try and utilize whatever they can for resources. You do see that there is a small 6-pack of soda with 3 sodas still remaining in it, nearly crushed underneath one of the tipped over shelves. You find a bag of chips that doesn't appear to have been punctured and popped, suggesting that the contents inside probably still edible. But as you move towards the back, where cold drinks and things of that nature would likely be stored, the entirety of the shelves is completely vacant. Water or any kind of liquid for sustenance, obviously a high value target. But looking through into the back room, you actually see a large 5-gallon water jug that probably at one point was sold on its own or sold for some kind of travel or camping resource, but doesn't appear to have been part of the quick run in and grab everything.
I'll put the little sodas and the chips in my raccoon, and I'll pick up the water. I don't know if there will be anything, but I want to look behind the counter where they may keep things like cigarettes or money, or if it's like a New York bodega, a weapon of some kind. Do they have anything back there?
This is a pretty commercialized gas station, even though it's
Sure.
still in a very remote rural location. So there's a certain element of that will follow the standards of the franchise loosely kind of vibe going. To that extent, you do actually see 2 tethered metal rings that probably at one point held some kind of rifle, shotgun, something to that extent. The screws on one of the metal straps having been ripped from underneath. One cash register appears to be missing entirely, the other is already open. There appears to be a collection of smokes from some packs that have been otherwise stripped out or thrown to the ground in the quick hurry. No more than 2 or 3 groups were likely here, or a larger collection of individuals at any one point in time, but it clearly represents a unorganized methodology of procuring items.
Okay, this doesn't seem useful, so I'm just going to hold on to this 5-gallon jug of water and look at Justin. Did you find anything?
Would you beat me to all those? But
I walked in behind you.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
Okay.
But hey, it looks like you found a lot of good stuff. A little something to eat, something to drink. That'll be good. Then I just want to like swing by like where the liquor section would be, because I feel like that's important.
Sure. Also, just so you are both aware, right now we do have an active hype train, so you'll be well prepared on your checks. I'm going to say, Justin, go ahead and make an additional effort to notice for me.
Okay, with well prepared though.
You would be well prepared, yes.
Okay, that's That's cool. Awesome. That's great. That helps. That helps. Every little bit helps. There's my luck from last week back. That's 10.
Okay. So as you begin moving towards the back, you see the discarded container cardboard. You see a number of bottles that have already been broken. The probably long since stale or skunked alcohol spilled across the floor, providing these small pools of stickiness. Looking for at least one potentially intact beverage of choice does not reveal what you are looking for. However, as you begin moving towards the deep side portion of the fridges, the counterpart of the L-shaped collection of small glass doors, you see a quick shift. Looking through the door itself into the back stocking area. Pretty quick. Probably responding to your positioning to some extent. Alert and aware, and not looking to be seen.
I think that's all we've got here.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
And just as we make our way outside of the building, I will try to just keep a peripheral eye out on what I saw.
Okay. I'm gonna say, are you purposefully trying to be surreptitious with your?
I am attempting to be surreptitious. Yes.
Okay. I'd like for you to make an effort to influence here, please.
An effort to influence. Okay. Still well prepared though, because
Yes.
of the. Okay,
Yep.
great. Good.
Still rocking it.
7.
Okay. So as you begin moving out towards the exterior, you and Rose casually making an attempt to exit your potential temporary bastion. Rose doing literally exactly that. You hear this breaking glass at a distance, and then silence.
Are we outside of the gas station at this point, or we're still inside?
Just outside the front entrance.
I'm just gonna get up as close as possible to Rose, acting like I'm, gonna help carry the jug of water, and I'm just gonna whisper in her ear, I think there's someone inside. We need to get back to the car right now. And I'll take the jug of water, but try to carry it under an arm if possible, as I am grabbing the automatic pistol that I obtained last session.
Okay. So, as you begin navigating out towards the vehicle, doing your best not to cast a over-the-shoulder glance back towards the gas station, hoping that the small gap of distance between you and the vehicle is enough to cover quickly and not engage in whatever untoward circumstances might be behind you. But as you approach the vehicle, you hear this small tinking and tapping coming from behind it. This face slowly peers out from behind the vehicle. Dirty brown hair covering almost to below the eyebrows. Male figure, palish skin, and you can tell just by the protrusion of the cheekbones, probably not particularly well nourished. Quickly ducks back down behind the vehicle, seeing your weapon. Watching his eyes widen as his gaze quickly casts to your hand before ducking back behind the vehicle again. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. I wasn't trying to do anything. I swear. I was just looking for some food myself. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Just let me go.
Get away from the car.
Yep. All right. Just don't shoot. Don't shoot.
I won't shoot if you do what you're told. Do me a favor. Take a step away from the car. Do you stay in this building?
You see this figure begin to step back, hands slightly raised. No, I don't stay there. I was just making my way through. I'm just trying to get where I'm going to. Takes another half step back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. I just thought maybe the car was getting abandoned, or maybe you just had some food I could grab quick. I didn't mean anything. I promise.
As he's talking, I'm gonna rotate so that I can see both the building, the entirety of the building, and him in my line of sight. Getting all of that in front of me in case whomever was inside the building attempts to come out.
Okay.
Are you here alone, or are you with others?
It's just me. Now it's just me.
Now it's just you.
Yeah.
Do I believe him?
Make a sociology effort here, please.
Oh, 7.
Okay. Seems very scared. Seems very defensive, looking to continue to move backwards. Appears to be reacting more than leading. Nothing immediately about their behavior stands out to you as being shifty or untoward.
Look, I have no intention of harming you, okay?
Yeah, yep.
But I need to know if you are here by yourself or not. Will you tell me the truth?
I promise.
Okay.
It's just me, you know. We've all lost people. I'm all I got left, and I'm not looking to add to my list of problems, okay?
I get that. I don't want to add to your list of problems either. That's why I'm going to tell you, you should walk away from this building right now.
I understand. It's all yours. I won't get in your way.
I don't want the building either, but it's not a safe place for you to be right now. I'm going to kind of just give him a look.
Make an effort to influence this individual, please.
6.
Okay. You see him stare at your gun for a few seconds before slowly putting his hands down. Maybe we don't have to go separate ways. Maybe I can help you. Maybe you can help me.
Well, if you bring something to the table, you're welcome to offer.
Yeah. I got somewhere I'm trying to go.
Where's that?
Somewhere I'm trying to get back to. I'm looking to ultimately get back to my family. South Carolina. I'm a pilot. The opposite side of these mountains, there's a big airfield.
Mm-hmm.
You help me get there. And if where you're going is nearby, I'll make sure that you get there too. Good for both of us, right? And maybe a little bit of food and water. I haven't eaten in a couple days.
Sure, I'm listening, and I think that's you make an interesting offer. Do you mind if I consult with my friend here before we give you any sort of response?
Yeah. I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
Cool.
Take your time.
I'm just gonna like take a couple of steps back, still eyes trained on him and the building. Just lean over and talk to Rose. You know, flying is gonna get us there a lot faster than walking.
How do we know he's really a pilot? And how does he know where that airfield is?
Well,
What happened to the people that were with him? If they died, what good is he?
you make some very good points, Rose. I don't know. I guess maybe I see someone who could be either one of us in his shoes, you know? I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but how about we ask him a couple of questions? And if it seems like he isn't lying to us, maybe we see if he's honest.
While you're talking, probably no more than 15 or 20 feet away, he seems to have provided you plenty of space, and it is trying in earnest, it seems, to honor your request. You see him take a few quick steps forward. Probably the most aggressive he's been thus far, but still maintaining this hand-raised position. While you're mulling through some things, look, I've been alone out here a long time. And you seem like good people. I'm part of a detachment from a unit that was stationed at the MacArthur base I'm talking to you about. I have a cache of weapons and armor nearby, and I'll share it with you if you consider this a team effort. I just
else
wanted to put that out there.
Is there anyone else who knows something about where you've got those stashed?
No, I was transporting supplies. Truck was destroyed and turned over, raided mostly by civilians, and then what was left was scavenged and picked, mostly before I got back to it. But
sure,
I kept something for myself, and I wore a ballistic vest until, well, it got damaged in the way that ballistic vests do.
We're familiar.
I got a half set of Ryan armor and a heavy weapons platform that you can utilize.
Okay.
A gesture of trust.
Sure. As a gesture of trust.
Yeah.
While we were just in that building there, I saw and heard someone moving around in there. So why don't you do me a favor? Take a couple steps away so I got a clear line of sight at the building in case anything happens.
In there?
Yes.
Are they in there?
I don't know.
I can't be around. I'm gonna move to the other side of the street. I'm just gonna wait away while you work things out. My name's Wade, by the way. Who are you?
You can call me Justin.
I'll do that. And you? Name's Wade. And starts taking slow steps forward, extending his hand out.
Just like instinctively take steps backwards.
Hey, I understand. I've been there too.
My name is Rose.
Rose, good to meet you. Good to meet you, Rose. I didn't mean to bother you, but you're the first people in a while that didn't seem like they were gonna kill me right away.
I get that. It's rough out here.
We might change our mind.
Oh well, I tell you what, I'll do my best to maintain a positive and trusting relationship between us. I promise you, I'm not looking to do anything more than getting back to me and mine. Okay? It's hard enough for everybody out here. While he is slowly continuing to take steps back, now out in the middle of the street, slowly getting both louder and slower in his pacing backwards, you hear this rustle and break from the interior of the shop once more.
Okay. Is there a back door or a side door that we saw in the shop? If not, I want to start to move around in such a way where I can see if someone or something tries to make a break for it.
There is, while you didn't specifically investigate or find it, it's reasonable to expect that there would be multiple points of entry in theory. Moving around back, first, Rose, what are you going to be doing during this time?
So are you going around on foot, Justin?
Yeah, I'm just I mean, we're close to the building, right? I'm just trying to keep an eye on points of entry so that if someone does try to like book it out of the building, I see them.
Okay.
Probably backing up again towards the car, but trying to do so in such a way that I can see Wade to one side and Justin to the other. So trying to get close to the car, but maintain line of sight on them both.
Okay. Justin, are you attempting to employ or engage any measure of stealth in this effort?
I don't know that I need to be stealthy here so much as I'm just standing, weapon at the ready. I'll probably take a second. I don't know that I really know enough about firearms to know all the inner workings, but like a quick, do I have bullets still? Yes, I do, or no, I don't.
Okay.
And position myself in such a way to hopefully see if someone tries anything sudden.
Okay. Rose, as you are staring at Justin beginning to work his way around the back of the gas station, you see Wade curiously and slowly creeping forward some more. Moving towards you gradually, this gravitation in your direction. What's he doing? What's he doing?
I don't know. Shut up.
If they're in there,
If they're in there, they're going to hear you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so loud before. I'm just, I don't do great in stressful situations. Is he good? Is he good with that thing?
Yes.
All right. D. Crow. As you scavenge the interior of this gas station, having just observed this precious collection of do-gooders leave with a large collection of water and what appears to be some collected scraps. What happens next?
You're talking too quiet, babe. I can't hear you.
Get him?
I don't know. He's got a gun. I don't really know about that one out there. We could definitely outrun the two of them.
Looks like they got here in that car. You could probably use that.
We could definitely use that. So we're gonna play nice, right? Is the plan?
All right, babe.
Perfect. Give him a kiss on the cheek, and I'll hands up. Hello? Hi.
Rose, as you are watching the front entrance, Justin slowly making his way back around, you see two individuals that appear. Please describe yourselves.
So Adi is a average height, average build, obviously a little thin around the frame, as many of us are at this point. Messy brown hair that's kind of tied back. You can see super faded in it, some residual streaks of various colors, green being the prominent one. She looks pretty confident. Has a smile on her face, or something between a smile and a smirk. Hands up. You would see on her hip, she's not hiding it. She does have a large hunting knife.
Wade is about 6'1", 6'2", large, brown-skinned gentleman with cornrows, wearing a leather vest with a long-sleeve shirt underneath it, and there's a chain that just kind of wraps around from the top to the bottom. Got these gloves that look like they have bits of metal in them that just have some dry brown flakes. Got a small tattoo on his forearm that has a heart and just a large letter D on it.
Justin, as
How y'all
you
doing?
circle back around the building, you begin to hear voices and chatter coming from the front. Rose, despite your original distance and coldness, almost in this sense of feeling on a bit of an island, Wade gravitates slightly more towards you once again. Are these friends? Are these your friends? Are these friends of yours?
Stop talking.
Hands up! We got a gun!
My hands are already
He said he
up.
was good. Just keep them right where they are.
Okay, he can be the first to go.
Justin, what would you like to do as you begin to hear this ruckus open up in front of the
Am I
gas
able
station?
to circle back around to effectively stand by the car facing them, or have I circled far enough at this point to where it'd be easy to come around the other way?
Probably coming around the other way would be the easiest point of action. The two entrances to the location, front and back entrance, are opposite corners of one another, essentially. So moving to watch that other one would bring you full swoop around.
Then as I circle around, I want to make a point to reach somewhere where I, before saying anything or revealing myself, if I were to open fire, would not fire on the vehicle or Rose through these two new individuals.
Okay.
When I kind of step around that way, I'll say, all right, you've gone far enough. Do me a favor, sit down on the ground.
All right, I'll sit down on the ground.
Down across my legs.
Wade
It's like
leans
on a
into
picnic.
you quickly. Rose doesn't say anything and quickly backs off again and immediately goes into this tight shell ball of anxiety next to you. Every few seconds looking over to you as if he wants to say something, but now fixated, staring back and forth between you and Justin.
Now, I think we can all get out of the situation happy, healthy, without losing any loved ones or spilling any blood. I'd like to know, though, why exactly, after we've walked through the building, grabbed some supplies and left, you've chosen to reveal yourselves. Now, wouldn't it have been easier to have announced yourselves when we were just first entering the building?
I'm not gonna announce myself to the first stranger that walks into a gas station.
A weapon.
Right.
We'd see how you handled Skitter over there first.
Yeah. Wanted to make sure you weren't gonna fuck us over. Not gonna fuck us over, right?
I haven't decided yet.
That's fair. I like his energy.
Yeah, he's at least thinking about it. Shows some good sense.
Smart.
Well, let's just keep this simple. What are you doing here?
I imagine the same thing you are. Girls gotta eat.
Sure. Find anything to eat?
Just out. And you took what we were gonna take, so but that's fine. You can have it. It's fine. It's yours. Consider it a gift.
It's very generous of you. Thank you.
I know.
We're
You're
very
welcome.
generous people.
Mhm.
I get that impression. Here's the thing. We are having a hard time trusting new people right now. Something, bunch of hooligans running around with guns, killing off friends for no good reason. So you'll have to forgive me if it takes a little bit more than a friendly smile and a joke to become best buds.
That's fair.
Well, friend, as a good faith gesture, how about you take the safety off before you brandish that?
Yeah, do you know how to use that?
Little lever there on the side. There you go.
Made it this far, haven't I? Let's
This
just
is
say
true.
I'm not trying to blow anything up today.
I can respect that. Tuesdays are for blowing things up. Not that I know what day it is anymore, but some days you blow things up, some days you don't. Totally understandable. Respect that. On the topic of friends, though, I guess a good place to start would be names. That's how we used to do it in the before times, right? I'm Dee. Hi.
I'm Crow.
He's a gem.
I can tell. Very personable, both of you.
I'm Wade.
That is Wade.
That is.
We just met him.
But already
And
fast
we have-
friends.
Not decided that yet.
All right, but I mean, okay, I thought we had a understanding, but it's fine. Don't worry, Rose. I'm here to help.
I'm Justin.
Just in
Justin.
time.
Maybe.
Good. That was good. What about you? Cutie over there hiding behind the car.
I'm not hiding. We're leaving.
Leaving. Well, that's a weird name, but I mean, no judgment. Nice to meet you, leaving. We're leaving? Is We're the first name?
Justin,
Yes.
let's go.
Yeah, Justin, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Come on now. We just met.
You know, I am really really inclined to listen to my friend and leave y'all here. What direction are y'all headed? D, Crow, what are you doing out here? Where are you trying to go?
Just trying to stay alive. Oh,
I mean, staying alive, but I heard Vegas is still up and running.
If you can get to it, sure. Just came from there. A whole bunch of mean dudes with guns didn't want to let us in. Killed 2 of my friends. Well, and Zerk did some of that.
that's unfortunate.
And look, now you've got some muscle to help you with that.
Yeah, we can be your new friends. This is
So,
perfect.
let me get this straight.
Sure.
You've just met me, and you are offering to go in guns blazing into the city of Las Vegas.
I mean, what other shit are we gonna get into? There's not really a lot to do, so. And going with a group is typically, not always, as we've learned, but typically the better way to go about it.
You have long-term goals.
Does anybody have long-term goals in this hellhole we live in? I didn't have any before, so honestly, this is kind of a moot point, but
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Look,
Still got goals and dreams.
I'm just gonna shoot Wade a look.
is he?
And it is the most shut the fuck up or else look that I have ever managed to muster in my life.
Make an effort to influence Wade real quick for me.
Yeah, I will. I would love to influence Wade right now.
I'm gonna lean over to Crow. I think we're doing better than Wade. I think there's still a chance. We're
That's a
definitely
5.
ahead of him.
It's a 5 for Wade.
In Wade's state, it doesn't take a lot of convincing. You see him immediately go up to put his hands up again with no gun pointed at him now. Just quickly crosses them and begins trailing off, pretending almost to stare in other directions before immediately fixating back in again, trying to contain himself now physically almost to some extent. Sorry.
I'm gonna give a quick look over to Rose before I turn back to the rest of the group. You are in luck.
Oh, I love it.
Because if you can successfully get me and my friend over there, so I nod my head at Rose, and if you can get the 2 of us, well, I'll give you all the details on the way. Long story short, have you heard of the Ark?
Like the Bible thing?
It's what it's named after, kind of.
I feel like I've heard a few people mention it, but I don't really know.
There is a military-run group that is putting together these things called arcs for rebuilding humanity. If you can help us go and get some very important supplies, something that may well be the breakthrough in scientific research to stopping this Zerk virus, I can promise you passage to the Ark. Stipulation though,
Sure.
it requires getting me and my friend over there, not just to our destination, but back in one piece. You understand?
Sounds like a road trip.
I'm with
I
you,
like road
Justin.
trips. Is he coming with us?
Seems
Well,
a bit-
I'm the pilot.
I have not ruled out the possibility of bringing him along because I think traveling by plane is a lot faster than traveling by car. And when I tell you we've got a long way to travel, we have a long way to travel. However, Wade, you are on very thin ice, okay?
Happy to fly
One
above
wrong
it.
move. One wrong move. And I will kick you out of that car. Or the plane, even if you're flying it. I can crash land a plane. Once we're in the air, I don't need you. You understand?
I got you, boss. Me and you, whatever you say.
Great. Thank you.
Dude, this one's got balls.
Yeah. I like him. Sure, still out. I'm a point to Rose.
Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take 5 minutes, okay? Y'all, you go back in that gas station, you take 5 minutes. You talk, you make a decision, right? Wade, you go across the street. I don't care where you go across the street. You take 5 minutes, you think about what you've done. I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I'm gonna talk to Rose. We're gonna pack up the car. And from there, we will reconvene and see how everyone feels, yeah? Don't make any rush decisions, all right?
Whatever you say, boss. Sure thing.
Street.
Puts his hands up again, begins turning around and walking away from you across the street.
I just look at D for a cue.
5 minutes. And I'm gonna head back towards the gas station.
Okay.
All right, cool. As soon as everyone has gone to where they belong, I will walk over to Rose. I'll be like, oh my God, I am so terrified right now. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think traveling with people is better than not traveling with people. But if you are not feeling it, we can finish loading up the car right now and drive away before the 5 minutes is up.
We won't get far.
You're right, but we do have a car. I mean, not a lot of gas, but a car.
I don't like them. Why are they happy?
Oh, I have no idea. They seem really fucking weird. Like, I don't trust them at all. I know.
Are you actually any good with that gun?
Yeah, I've done like target shooting once with some friends. I pretty much I can point it in the right direction and pull the trigger, but you know, no one knows if you just pretend to be confident, right?
Maybe. So we take them with us and we go to the airfield?
You know, I'm still putting the plan together. It's a bit of a long shot, but if Wade is right, then we can travel all the way across the country in a couple of hours, as opposed to a couple of days or weeks if we're walking.
Okay.
It may not be, it requires some risks, Rose, and if you don't want to take those risks, I will not make you. But I think this might be the best chance we have to get through this alive.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reach out and like take her hand really quick, just like squeeze it and just look her just in the eyes. It's your call. Tell me what you want to do.
I guess we should.
Okay.
If you have to shoot one of them, shoot the big guy.
Sure. What about Wade? He seems really annoying, but like, maybe?
Yes,
He seems useful, and I can probably put up with him for 2 days if I have to. This is really where I'm at right now.
Yes, he's annoying. I think, but I don't think we shouldn't just leave him.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I mean, look.
Justin, we have to do this for real.
No, I know. I'm trying. I was really depending on Art to get us there, and I feel so lost right now.
I feel like he would tell us we have to depend on ourselves. So that's what we have to do.
Oh, I agree. I don't think we should let our guard down for a single minute. But
Maybe
they may be helpful.
maybe they're okay.
I think if we can all work together, even if we don't like it, it could be all right. But here's the thing. At any point, at any moment, if you decide, you know what, not for you, you let me know, we'll bounce.
Okay.
Okay, right? That's all we got right now, right? It's you and me. I don't care who they are. They're really weird, unsettling. I don't like them. Definitively, I don't like them. But you know what? Maybe they can help us. And I'm willing to accept help, even if it's from someone that I wouldn't normally want to get along with.
Okay. Would you not normally want to get along with me?
Well, I think that's a little bit different, Rose, because we had the choice to get into this together. And I don't know about you, but I agreed to go on this mission. That doesn't feel like the right word. But I chose to be here. Kind of. As much as, you know, the doctor gave us a choice, I chose to be here.
Why are you going to the Ark?
It seems like our shot to make the world a better place. I don't know. I don't think we can really survive or rebuild without something like that, you know? And if I can help people, right, as a whole, I'd like to.
Dee and Crow, as Justin and Rose begin to formulate whatever their plan is, what does the conversation inside the gas station look like?
It looks a lot like me pulling Crow into the gas station. We're gonna go with them. We're gonna hope they don't fuck us over, and if they do, we'll just fuck them over twice as hard. Plan?
Man.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna proceed to have some time with my boo. We're just gonna make out a little bit. Or a lot of it. That's it. That's our whole conversation. Yeah.
Okay. Justin, Rose, and D, all of you have gained a +1 to a practice skill of your choice. All of you also have an additional well prepared to utilize.
Oh, I still have some from last week, actually.
And
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, after we talk, I'm going to try to hide the contempt in my face as best I can and gesture for Wade to come back from across the street.
After the allotted 3 minutes 45 seconds he was probably going to give you of the 5 minutes already looking for you to signal over, gingerly begins moving across the street. I've been thinking it over. I thought about it a lot, actually, and I think it's best for us all to stick together. That is the conclusion that I arrived at, and I think we could make a good team, a successful, helpful, beneficial team.
I'm going to reach into my raccoon and hand him one of the sodas.
The first aggressive action that he's taken thus far is almost quickly stripping the soda from your hand after he clarifies the intent of the gesture. You see him quickly snap it open, begin pouring it into his mouth aggressively, some of it even spilling out as you see the can crushing down in his grip. Thank you. I'm gonna need something to hold me more than sugar, but I appreciate.
We don't really have anything else yet. You gotta.
Well, if I'm gonna fly, I want to be clear-headed and get enough sleep and stuff. So we'll.
You can sleep in the car.
Driving is pretty much like flying. I know my way around the area. I can drive if you want me to.
You're not driving the car.
Sure, of course. Whatever.
No one drives except for me or Justin.
You got. Whatever you say. I'll just give you directions to the cache, and I'll help navigate us to the airfield, right?
How far away is it, Wade?
From here, 35 miles. Nellis, just the other side of the city. There's back roads and different ways that you can get there that aren't main roads, but most of the interior city is actually pretty open roads for the most part. Nobody was looking to go there, so most of those roads are abandoned out. It's the ways out of the city that are super clogged.
Right, we've seen.
Sure. We bring you, Rose or Justin, bring the car to the edge of the city as far as we can. Move on foot, 4 or 5 miles maybe, tops. Make it to the Air Force Base. I'll find us a chopper that'll carry us, and onward to wherever you're going. Brad?
I think that's the plan. You said you were going to North Carolina? South Carolina? One of the Carolinas?
South Carolina, yeah.
We're making our way towards Atlanta.
Atlanta, of course, sure. Not a problem. Easy. What about our new friends?
We're about to touch base with them. I don't think 5 minutes is quite up yet. And unlike you, they might be able to count.
I've got a lot of skills. Patience is a virtue, but some of us have had to lean on different virtues to make it out here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense.
Apologies. I am not my best self right now.
Normally people find me a lot more agreeable. I'm sorry if I caught you all off guard. I didn't mean to set you on edge. I'm same as you. Just trying to get by, okay?
No, I get that. And like Justin like takes a very visible deep breath. Like, it has been a very rough day, and I apologize.
Yeah, I know that feel. I'm still working through a couple days ago, so they say it gets better though. Time healing wounds and some such, right?
That is, yep. They do say that. All right.
We can all be friends.
I think at the very least we can get along.
Let's start there.
Perfect. When push comes to shove, Wade, I'm gonna need you to be as tough as possible. Because I don't think these other two, as I kind of nod my head towards the building, are gonna want to put up with someone who is no good in a fight. Now, you may not need to be actually a fighter, but
well, I'm not
you better
no
at
good
least
in a
not be a
fight.
liability.
I can still fight, Justin. I can still fight.
I believe you. I'm sure that your time in the military has absolutely given you some great skills for combat. You just seem a little bit skittish right now, and my gut says that that's not going to fly with Jesse and James over there.
All right. So we'll do it like this. I'll be your pilot. You help direct me. I'll follow orders, and if we get into a scrap, I'll make sure to have your back. Hell or high
Appreciate
water.
that. I appreciate that. As much as it's possible for us to make sure that everyone gets there in one piece, we will all get there in one piece.
As long as I got the stick, we'll be in the air.
That's better than I can do. I've only played Flight Simulator once.
It's not exactly like it is in this sim. It's different.
No, I figured.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a joke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I haven't heard a joke in a long time.
Let's fix that. All right. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Moo.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh. Huh. Oh. Okay.
Right. You get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and sit in the car.
Yeah. Right away. And you see him begin to shift and move towards the vehicle slowly. There's almost this scream that he seems to be holding back through the edges of his fidgeting fingertips and vibrating frame, but very quietly opens the rear passenger door gently and slowly, like setting an egg down on the seat, begins to move inside. One by one moves his legs in and closes the door till there's just a few inches left before tugging it shut. Quieter than you'd probably expect.
I'm gonna give Justin a long look, and I'll open the driver's side door and sit in it. My legs are still outside of the vehicle, but I'm gonna sit in it.
Okay.
And just wait for Justin to, I guess, get these other two.
So after a brief planning phase and perhaps more lengthy makeout session, the two of you recognize Rose sitting side saddle in the driver's seat. No immediate sign of the new companion being added to the mix, and Justin now beginning to linger on the fringe rear portion of the vehicle. Dee and Crow, what are you doing?
I guess we should go, right? I imagine we already checked this place for anything that might be useful.
After Rose and Justin move through it, some of the last remnant things that might be viable or of any kind of considerable value have now kind of been picked clean. Extremely stale chips and questionable edibles that might provide nourishment at the expense of potentially taking in some kind of exposure contamination or bacteria. That's up to you. But there are going to be still a number of open packages of little Hostess cakes, chips sprawled out in this messy floor that's, covered in these tipped over shelves. Otherwise, there's a few automotive parts, small wiper blade, a pressure gauge, a couple different bungee cords. There's still a scattering of items you'd expect to see in a gas station, but nothing that really stands out to you as being the super useful or important tool or resource of any kind.
Now, when you say edibles, what kind of edibles are we talking about here?
Items designed or designated as food.
Can I grab some of them bungee cords and some of them stale chips so you can use those to start a fire? Is there like anything that be used like a hose?
I'll say make an effort to notice for me. Also, we have another practice skill to D, another one to Justin, and I believe another one to Rose. Yeah, so I think we're out now at this point.
Or Crow has some available.
Oh,
I have
still the one. Okay, yep.
That is a 3 to notice anything with that fine woman in front of me.
She's proven far too bewitching. Her appearance, despite the apocalyptic conditions surrounding you, drawing far too much of your focus to designate a considerable amount of time to your effort for too long. But with no immediate ability to procure your secondary considerations for items, and the group outside now beginning to gather around or inside the vehicle, what would you like to do?
I'll pull you in for a kiss. Try not to kill Wade before we get there. And I'll
make no
shake my booty as I
promises.
walk out, and I'll come on.
Love to see you go.
All right, so where is everybody looking to sit as you begin to load into the vehicle?
Oh, first, I want to just make sure that we make sure that there's gas at this gas station or not. I want to. First, I presume that the pumps are probably off due to the lack of power.
Right.
But there are tanks underground, right?
Correct.
Josh knows this. Justin knows this. I'm gonna go see, pry open the lid to the tank that they use when they fill from the trucks, and go see if there is in fact gas at this station. Because if there is, that changes things.
Make for me an effort to apply a scientific understanding to your multi-layered endeavor here.
I will. Okay. That is a 6. I
Okay.
will note that I do have the special training in mechanic. And while that does not give me a statistical benefit here, that is part of.
Okay.
He might be a little bit of a car guy.
I gotcha. So you're familiar with at least the fundamental moving parts, how they're going to feed into and play off of one another. And while it's not particularly common knowledge, I'll say with that examination, applying the mechanical nuance that you have in your mind, you are able to actually isolate the secondary release, a safety measure that's put in place specifically to release buildup pressure in the event of fire or emergency. But as long as there's not built up pressure, it can cause a significant issue by simply leaking gas out. But to those who are aware or otherwise looking to utilize this specifically, you'd have an idea that you could potentially have it pour at least a limited amount from the built up pressure in the tank. Hard to say how much you'd get from it, but it's going to come in a relatively quick burst, and it's going to come directly out of the release valve.
All right, I think we can get a little bit of gas out of this station. Let's go ahead and get the car in place. And
Neither Rose nor Chris have any idea what this is. So where is this valve thing as he's pointing it out? Is it like gas tank height, or
when you remove the top portion of these underground covers, they have a secondary location that is specifically designed to vent out excess gas or pressure and things of that nature, just to avoid any kind of explosive decompression or dealing with fire and oxygenation. So Justin would be able to identify this. It's slightly slatted and has a little bit more malleability to its movement. And you look down inside to see very similar to almost kind of a pickle jar lid type of top on it, with the exception that it has a large bracketed clamp that seems to hold it down as part of two handles.
Okay.
We've got a couple people here. If this is going to take a couple people to do, I'll start coaching people through, lift that, do whatever. But I think this might be something that one person could handle. But just like in the interest of time, we don't have to play through all of it, but Justin can get us to a point perhaps where we refuel the car and can get back on the road.
Sure. I'll say, Justin, you can choose any physique roll you would like to try and complete this effort.
I will gladly roll fitness. And that is a 13.
Okay. So quickly stripping one of the gas pumps from the connection point, no real buildup or release at that point. And other than undoing one of the metal fasteners, which takes a little bit of doing, you're able to get something in the way of a quick containment hose that's going to at least catch some of this pressure. Putting one end into the gas tank, the other end ready in position. Opening up one end of this safety valve, you immediately hear this slow release of pressure, the first twist of a fresh soda bottle. And as you grab onto the opposite handle, rip it back and quickly stick the hose in there, there is this burst of pressure, vapors, gas, and this quick rush, followed by the closure of the siphon port directly around it. It seems as if there is a high velocity and reasonably decent volume of gas that is thrust up as part of this action. Difficult to say how much right this second, but you've clearly put some fuel into your vehicle.
All right. Completing that. Rose, are you good to keep driving?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we hop back into the car, we've got two options. Well, maybe three options, but two main options. We can try to go through Las Vegas, just the shortest path, but when we last left, less than an hour ago, there was a swarm of Zerk heading into the city. There were a group of hooligans with firearms, and there was a Zerk that looked like it could have been 3 bodybuilders. So that's option 1. Option 2 is we backtrack, go a very long way to go around, like a long way to go around, and maybe still ultimately find ourselves back at the city of Las Vegas. So I just want to put this to the group. What do you want to do?
What is that saying? The shortest distance between two places is a curved line or something like that?
No, babe, that's not.
Oh, no.
That's not. He's real pretty to look at. So, look at him. So,
I'm looking.
Here's the deal. If you said there was like some zerk happening, and there was some not so nice hooligans, right? Right.
Mhm.
Well, if they were all together, surely there's less of one of the two, right?
Probably less of both, I would assume.
So perfect. So it sounds like a no-brainer to me. We're gonna find Zerk and hooligans regardless of where we go. At least these, you know where they are, right? Sort of, maybe.
At least where they were.
And it's a line. Shortest distance is a line. Curve would be the other. Who needs math?
Not me.
Nobody does. That was the correct answer to the question, but it's fine. So, that's my vote. Just head to Vegas. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Pro. As D is talking to and otherwise engaging with Justin right after the pair of you have made your way out in front of the gas station, you see something out of the corner of your eye. A humanoid form, but crawling, low in the forest line. And based on the nature of how you arrived at where you are and the exchange or the number of exchanges that brought you to find yourself at the gas station, you have reason to suspect you actually think you know who this likely is.
Hey, D. Something crawling over there. Want me to go deal with it?
You see Wade pushed up against the window now. Muted.
Just, I think one less is always a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go have a little fun. Just be careful.
Always. I'm just gonna kind of slowly stroll over.
Okay. Rose and Justin, as you see Crow begin to push into some of the thin forest line surrounding the edge of the gas station that you pulled into, just in this little off-ramp area. It's not particularly dense, but you too would see some shifting movement, something moving slowly across the ground, probably not that dissimilar from very recent sights, only 15 to 20 minutes ago for you. Do either of you do anything right away?
I'm going to watch, but as I do, I will just kind of lean over to Rose. You all right going back to Vegas?
I don't think we have a choice.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find that Josie got knocked out on the side of the rocks there and is just fine.
I'm gonna just slide into the driver's seat and close the door.
Okay. Crow, as you begin to navigate into the tree line further and further, 60 to 70 feet sees you well removed from the group for any sort of immediate contact. But as you continue to take steps forward, the figure you recognize seems to be more and more clear upon your approach. wearing what appears to be a military-styled ballistic helmet, crawling, a large swath of blood pouring out along the side of what appears to be this tactical vest of some kind, a number of pockets and collections of utility items easily visible around the periphery. Heavy pants and boots, some kind of soldier you're likely to have encountered in some capacity. And the figure is crawling forward, and as you approach, breaking a twig on the ground, the figure looks over. Fuck.
Oh, hello there.
Fuck you, Crow.
Fuck me. Oh, you are not in a position to be talking like that.
Reaches towards his side.
No. I'm gonna put my foot on his hand.
I'm gonna say, make an effort to brawl. Oof.
$16.
And you step on the hand, and you hear this crunch as the forearm splinters underneath your weight and force.
Shh. It's gonna be okay.
Fuck you. We would have been fine. That bitch fucked everything up.
Whoa. What did you just call her? I just want to put one hand up underneath his jaw. Look him in the eyes. You don't ever disrespect a lady like that.
Don't do me like
Put
this,
my
Crow.
other hand
Don't do me like this.
behind his back of his head, and just
Make a brawling check. Well prepared for me, please.
That's a 15.
And in his weakened state, clearly suffering a number of wounds previously sustained, not able to provide a viable defense. You would all see Crow's silhouette drop to the ground briefly before standing back up again and seeing no more skittering movement across the forest floor some 70 feet away. Crow, directly in front of you, as you see the eyes begin to glass, the infection taking root and reanimating your victim, the extremities and form no longer connected to the vehicle controlling them.
No.
This head with a completely stationary body continuing to try and nip at you through some instinctual mechanism.
Just gonna put my hand right on the back of that helmet again, and then with my steel-plated gloves, just kind of and compact the head into the helmet.
Okay. And with no potential wherewithal to defend itself, the Zerk succumbs to the brute bludgeoning force. Held in the inactive hand, what appears to be a semi-automatic 9mm pistol. A number of magazines for that weapon, as well as some type of assault rifle loaded onto the front breastplate of this empty carrier. Doesn't appear to have a ballistic vest inside of it. However, as you begin moving and maneuvering this individual around, it seems like they have a small camel's hump attached to their back, something similar to what might be a travel water bladder. But as you go to strip it out, it appears to be a fold-away, zippered-up armadillo pack that contains within it a pretty decent and considerable number of rudimentary medical supplies.
I'm gonna strip that body clean.
Okay. Are you doing anything before returning to the group?
I'm gonna take the pistol and tuck it into the small of my back. And I'm just gonna carry, I'm gonna drape the vest and the bladder and everything over the end of the assault rifle and just kind of carry it over my shoulders like this and just walk back to the group.
Okay. And you see Crow emerge from the tree line, having dealt with the Zerk crawling through the wood.
And that was one less Zerk to worry about. And look, he was loaded. Nice big assault rifle. Do a lot of damage with that.
Looks like Christmas came early.
Yeah.
We should go.
I think it is probably about time we do get moving. Good call, Rose.
I imagine Crow, Wade, and I are in the back seat. I would say I'm in the middle, but I'm not. I'm definitely in Crow's lap with my legs stretched out and probably on Wade.
Okay. Wade is seemingly very happy to hug up against the door and maintaining a not particularly subtle distance in whatever ways seem to be possible. And as you all pile in and begin to push back on the road, the engine kicking up, Rose, you would see that you now have probably about 48 miles to empty. More than enough to push you the distance that Wade estimated you would need to. And at this point in time, the vehicle turns, pushes, and begins heading back onto the road. As you find your way back to the previous location where you had met some of the good old mountain boys not a short while ago, a scattering collection of Zerk on the roadway ultimately reveal they've somewhat dispersed. As you approach the barrier, one of the cars is missing, spun out some 30 feet beyond where the barrier once stood, and otherwise is largely disconnected from the original reinforcement. Rose, as you are navigating through and around this mass of scattered Zerk roadway hazards and a number of unusual objects in the roadway, do me a favor and make an effort to focus on your driving skill here, please.
Focus. 12.
Okay. And slowly developing a little bit more confidence with each Zerk avoided and each individual barrier navigated past, Rose begins to pick up a slight degree of speed before slowing down considerably at the barrier. Possibly to look, possibly to avoid damaging the vehicle, squeezing through a tight space, as this car is now already pretty significantly abused. You do see that the Zercules specimen does not appear to be present. No immediate or overt sign of Josie. However, one of the vehicles, not the one that was pushed further down the road, but is absolutely decimated, this slightly concave shredding of some of its interior materials and the slight cliffside on the opposite side of the road, where you originally saw Josie plastered against it from the massive burst of the Zercules, is now covered in a wide range of viscera. Zerk parts everywhere. Is anyone looking to take any specific actions before moving on?
Is this the party you were talking about? Looks like it was a blast.
Looks like it kicked off even more after we left. Don't suppose there's anything valuable here. Look at Rose, look at the rest of the group. And my look at Rose is basically to determine, is she okay?
By the time we get to this barrier, there are tears like streaming down my face. I don't say anything, but I'm just holding onto the wheel, trying not to look too hard at anything in particular.
And you know what? I'm not going to suggest that we stop. Looks like it was, looks like something happened. Let's keep going.
Yeah, just keep driving.
You're so quiet.
And the survivors push on, moving forward. Ultimately, not 100% sure what additional barriers or obstacles you might run into, but as the road clears up, as the elevation continues to dip and descend, the slight chill of the higher altitude air eventually gives way to the quick recess of desert warmth pushing in towards exterior Vegas. Not its full, beautiful, luminous silhouette, but many structures still clearly running on some kind of electrical power. Pushing in just slightly from the northwest of the city, taking a large, swooping highway before you begin to move down. You see a number of iconic or famous touristy buildings off in the distance. There is something to be said for the vague semblance of familiarity well in advance of actually getting close enough to really see what it's like, but Vegas is directly in front of you. The highway largely clear with the exception of a few scattered cars requiring to be weaved around the opposite direction, a absolute flood of parked and stalled vehicles. Several Zerk jumping out into the road. Fortunately, Rose has remained focused. The low notice of the car's engine not providing enough advanced warning to the Zerk nearby, and Rose is maintaining concentration on the task at hand, sees you all free and clear of any immediate problems or threats. And you begin to push in until seeing the "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas," not the sign within the strip itself, but a large billboard seemingly indicating that you have arrived from your long family road trip or troll in from the airport or wherever it was that you were supposed to originally dial in from here. Is anybody looking to do anything before getting closer to the city?
If it looks like there's somewhere that we can get supplies from that doesn't seem particularly dangerous, I'm personally open to stopping, but I think to some extent moving through quickly makes the most sense.
Okay. The opposite side of the road is scattered and busy. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies for things to hide in and places where Zerk could pop out from. No immediate spot stands out to you as being patently safe. But you could risk stopping at a reasonably open location, enough to give you notice to depart and clear out, if that's what you're looking to do.
Anyone see something worth grabbing?
Anyone who likes can make an effort to notice items of value.
Like to notice some things. 6.
Ooh.
Also 6.
14.
11.
So, the thing that catches both Dee and Rose's eye is going to be a fire truck. Pretty noticeable and standout, and not immediately something that suggests it's going to have anything of significant value. However, you do see that it seems to have a onboard broadcast system, some type of bolt-on emergency signal communication system, a bullhorn leaning just over the edge of the top of one of the rails for the fire truck, and what appears to be a rather large medical cabinet attached to one of the interior staircases that would lead up into the central portion of the fire truck.
Yeah, I will point it out, I guess.
That
Okay.
looks useful.
But we can find some things on there.
Probably. Probably got
Pull
room in the
car
trunk for it.
closer. Yeah, I'll pull the car closer to the fire truck. To I don't know what's going on over here, but to where if we had to jump back in this car, we're like steps away. I don't want to.
Okay. You're able to do that relatively easy. As Dee, are you leaving to investigate? Rose,
Sure.
are you looking to procure anything specific?
I'm staying right where I am. I'm just pulling the car over and coming to a stop.
I'll go get it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll let you go alone.
You can come if you want. Or you
So
can
as
I'll skip away.
as Crow and Dee then exit the vehicle, you move towards the fire truck, begin examining and moving through things, as both of you would be dedicated to such an effort. I'm gonna have Dee go ahead and give me a go ahead and make a sociology effort here for me. As Dee leans on some of her visual cues and looking for anything of value, Crow, your earpiece chirps on. Crow, so what's the deal? What they got?
Car, it's a little beat up. Got some guns. First
Guns?
aid, some water. Yeah.
All right. Where y'all headed?
People Las Vegas, baby.
Oh, shit. We couldn't follow any closer after you hit the highway. It'd been too obvious. I'm bringing the big truck. Stay online. We'll be there in a couple hours. Just let us know if anything changes, yeah?
Always.
Yeah, haven't been to Vegas in a long time. I'll see you soon, baby.
All right.
Now you give Dee a hug for me. I'll see you both of y'all soon.
Of course.
All right, brother. What is your sociology effort, Dee?
7.
So the very obvious communication system, the very obvious medical supplies, opening it up, there's a decent amount of burn treatment material, gauze, wrappings, things of that nature, disinfectants, a number of otherwise standardized but very helpful and useful items. Beyond that, you also see a number of different syringes that are currently contained in small plastic tubes with red tops on them. Some varied assortment of injectable material. I don't suppose you'd have a specific reason to know what they are readily. But as you continue to push and navigate through the rest of it, You let some of the stains, scrapes, and movement inside the truck begin to tell a story as you see small spatterings of blood down the interior chute. Leaning over the ladder, sort of laying on top of it to peek off the edge, you are able to reach down just beyond the ladder to pull what is a sizable and hefty fire axe out of the small little side slit where the ladder meets the interior section of the middle. And there also appears to be two small signal flares, the strike top burn down flares.
I'm gonna gather as much as I can. Crow,
What's up, baby?
I found some good stuff, and I'm gonna start like slowly passing some of the stuff over to Crow.
Ooh,
Before.
Step out, open the trunk, and kind of help load things into the vehicle.
that's nice.
This looks like it could be. This looks like it should get like, you know, the front seat treatment, and I'm gonna head my way over to Rose. Hey there, cutie.
Yeah.
You ever use one of these?
No.
That is actually not surprising. Would you like to learn? No time like the present.
I guess.
Or no, this is good. It's a little heavy. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll just. I'm gonna try to pass it to you in through the window. You should have it at all times, even when you're driving. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna pass it to you through the window. Perfect. It looks great on you. I'm gonna go back around to the back seat.
All right. Actually, D, come with me. I want to do one last pass to make sure we ain't miss nothing. We
Sure.
only get one opportunity.
That's right. We're not gonna be back here, right? That's not the plan. It's the other direction. Perfect. Yes.
I mean, maybe one day, but not today.
Not today. Or at the. Sure. Yes. One more sweep. Great idea.
And I want to kind of lead D a little out of sight of the rest of the group. And I want to give her a hug. And as I hug, I want to take the 9mm pistol out of the small of my back and tuck it into hers.
You're so good to me.
You know it. And our friends say they're just a few miles out.
Really?
Yeah, a couple hours.
Hmm. The plan change?
Not so far.
All right. I guess we'll see how this goes.
Love you.
Not as much as I love you. And I'll give you a kiss.
Dee and Crow slowly making their way back to the vehicle. Justin and Rose waiting in various forms of pulled away silence. The road in front of you reasonably clear. As you begin to move and push towards the drop down that brings you directly to the Las Vegas Boulevard Strip. The main capture point, the funneling intake where every single person coming from out of town in either direction is purposefully shuffled through, sees some of the first neon and radiant lights reflecting off of your vision for the first time in a long time. And as you close in, probably no more than a mile and change from what you'd loosely describe as a little bit of an ambiguous edge of the city, so to speak, or the casino strip proper, perhaps more so. The cars begin to pile up, bunch up, and ultimately provide little opportunity for you to navigate around or through. A spill over a projected barricade, and not far behind it, almost as if they had come together in some unfortunate circumstance previously on the last sloping downward push of this roadway. A large black steel wall, a barbed wire fence rolled around the top of it, some type of governmental or military checkpoint that was placed on one of the main thoroughfares. What are you doing?
ARC is associated with this military. There's not multiple military forces, correct? Right? They should all be
ARC
associated with
itself
one another.
is not a military force per se. They're more of a privatized technology and manufacturing company that just happens to do a great deal of work with the military. The Tony Stark mixed with Lockheed Martin of the current circumstances, if you will.
Right. My understanding is that if I roll up and say, hey, we're associated with the ARC program, we've been tasked to get through
You
to the
wouldn't
other
be
side of Las
immediately
Vegas.
shot for that, probably.
I'll work with that. I'll
Okay.
work with that. I think we just approach.
Okay. The barricade appears to be abandoned. No guards posted along the top, no standout presence of military or civilian militia of any kind. A scattering of bodies that don't appear to have been reanimated. But two large black steel doors that fold directly in the center of the roadway after the highway divider has long since split and pushed away. Almost this symbolic black wall on one of the main roads into one of America's former busiest and most attracted cities. You could just as easily go around it. There's smaller barricades that seem to stretch out for a slight distance. They too have additional razor wire wrapped around them. But as you get close, you notice that the black steel doors are ajar by about 4 inches.
Doesn't look like there's any formal military presence here, at least not anymore. But that isn't necessarily good or bad. The alternative is, I suppose, we could just go around, not worry about any sort of slowdown.
Yeah, but we got enough gas to do that? We got enough supplies? Vegas, baby. They can make your dreams come true.
You make a good point. May as well put it to a vote. It's not a dictatorship by any means.
I see Vegas.
Okay, it's 1 for Vegas,
Vegas.
2 for Vegas.
I'm gonna look at Wade.
For the first time in a while, Wade has not said much for a relatively extended period of time. Wade has his hands clasped together, folded in between the compacted knees that are also leaned into the car door. Doesn't appear to be particularly responsive. Head leaned against the window, sort of staring out blankly, not even
Wade.
directly tied into the conversation.
Wade,
Yeah. Sorry. What's up? What do you need, Rose?
Where are we going? Aren't we going to?
Oh, right. Oh, are we here?
We're in Vegas. Do we need to go through to get to where? You said you had a cache somewhere, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. You ever wanted to visit somewhere real special? A special place with special people. I did. You know, as anyone would. I left it there. I'll show you where it is.
Please do.
Do I believe him?
Make a effort to engage in your sociology here.
I know what it looks like to fuck someone over. I'm going to use one of my well-prepareds.
Sure.
12.
Doesn't seem to be offering any signs or signature body language that would indicate subversive behavior.
Wade,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with you, but we have to get there.
What do you mean?
I need you to focus. Something's.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll take you there.
Are you really going to see your family?
Yeah. What's left of them? I hope.
Wade,
Yeah.
I'm looking for my family too. I need you to help me.
Who are you looking for?
You would know her if you saw her.
I mean, I don't know everybody in Las Vegas. I was just stationed here.
I just need you to do your best, okay?
I'm gonna try.
Your best.
Yeah. My best. Sorry, Rose, about earlier. I didn't mean to put you on edge or anything.
It's okay.
I just got done with my honeymoon a couple days ago, so special person, take him to a special place. You ever been to Paris, France?
No.
Well, neither have I. But I think you'll like the stand-in. Come on, let's get walking. And departing rather abruptly, Wade begins to push around the side of the car after stepping out of the vehicle and pushing towards the slightly ajar doors at the barricade.
I'm very awkwardly holding both this axe that I clearly don't know how to wield and this 5-gallon jug of water, and just kind of like trailing behind everybody.
Sure. Probably both well in excess of the typical one-handed things someone of Rose's skill set
Yeah,
is
it's not
likely
graceful.
likely to handle. Is anybody doing anything else as you see Rose and Wade begin to separate from the vehicle?
Does anybody want this helmet? It's a little gooey on the inside, but I'm sure it'll wipe out.
You saying you don't want it?
I'm all right. Doesn't really fit over the cornrows.
Sure.
I'll flick it off and hand it to Justin.
Ew.
I will wait to find something to clean the interior before I put it on, but
Sure.
I mean, I have Windex, so if that's helpful.
you know what? That would be helpful. We can do that when we stop.
So as the group of survivors begins to navigate onward, you push into the downward slope of the roadway that brings you into interior Las Vegas. Narrow separations in between vehicles. Places for things to hide, pop out. I'm going to have everyone go ahead and make an effort to notice for me, please.
And
With a well prepared, that's 13.
Okay?
1.
Also checks out. Okay? Justin?
3.
So, Rose and D, as you are moving forward, you watch Wade throw one foot in front of the other in this uncoordinated, sloppy press of progress, remaining largely unattuned to his surroundings. When you start to see through some of the scattered vehicles that continue to litter the roadway, small shifting silhouettes in between the rear and front windshields, figures tucked and hidden away behind cars out of sight, trying to be surreptitious, but not doing a good enough job, not good enough for your eyes. Would either of you like to do anything?
I'm gonna grab Crow's arm. I'm gonna stop.
Oh,
Just gonna kind of jerk my head towards where I saw the movement.
Rose, are you altering course? You see Wade continuing to slowly shamble forward, D stopping to break step with you.
I would also stop and slowly turn my head. I'm trying not to move too quickly, but just try to get an eye on Justin.
He seems to be the approximate back of the pack. D and Crow now walking a bit of a staggered shoulder to shoulder. Wade still leading the pack.
Justin, there's somebody here.
Hand on my weapon.
same.
Rose, are you attempting to alert Wade in any way?
I will. Oh, God. No.
Okay. As you see Wade continuing to walk forward, your pace begins to slow as you try to catch Justin's attention. D and Crow now stopped, both immediately looking around at a bit of a prowl And as you watch Wade continue to march forward, he begins to look back to see why no one's behind him. And from behind a vehicle, you see this large rod swing that throws Wade to the ground. A figure in this tattered welding mask stepping out from behind the car, and now that you see dislodging the axe from the back of Wade's upper back before wiping it clean. There's only 4 of them! Easy work! And you begin to see individuals leaning up from behind some of these cars. And the telltale sign of this rev up as you see a figure begin to step around from the vehicles, pushing towards the mid lane, carrying an emergency rescue saw. A half dozen individuals amassing at staggered ranks and levels, filling the street. Soup's on!
I would like to open fire, please.
And they begin to push towards you. Make an effort to be as accurate as possible, please.
Gladly, I would like to make that well prepared.
Okay.
Does it look like any of them have firearms, or are they all melee?
Seems like they are melee-based fighters.
The big guy, I want to put a couple rounds in him.
Okay.
Is this like an M16, M4, AR?
You had a 9mm pistol, if I remember correctly, correct?
There was the pistol, then there was the assault rifle that was on the front of it.
Ammunition for an assault rifle.
Ammunition for an assault rifle, all right.
Sorry, my misunderstanding, yes. Ammunition for an assault rifle.
Just want to look at the big guy and say, why don't you put that down and throw hands?
Make a effort to use. I'll give you sociology or influence in this circumstance here.
I'll attempt influence, and I'll attempt it well prepared. Five.
The figure looks at you. I want the one with the chops. Throwing this welding mask down with this carved and painted mixture of a smile, the large black slit for protective eye coverage previously now provides this menacing grimace as the individual looks at you, holds the rescue saw just by the handle for a brief moment, pulls it back up, and begins to try and take steps in your direction.
Gotta reach down, unclip my chain, smack it on the ground. All right, big boy, let's do it.
So hot.
Like, kind of, though. Like, this is out of... Oh, my God. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for Crow. Thank you.
And to those of you out there surviving, stay safe. Stay alive.